recession. In my view, the employment rate is still one of the lowest we've had in history. It's in the 3.6 area. We still find ourselves with people investing. My hope is we go from this rapid growth to a steady growth. And we'll see some coming down. But I don't think we're going to, God willing, I don't think we're going to see a recession.
And what is exactly the White House's definition of a recession?
Again, I'm not going to define it from here. I'm just going to leave it to the NBER, as we have stated, how they define recession.
Until they have determined one.
I'm just saying that we're just not going to define it. We use the indicators that the NBER, the National Bureau of Economic Research, has used. We've mentioned that a few times.
GDP will be closely watched. A common definition of recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP growth, or at least that's something that's been true in past recessions. When we've seen that, there has usually been a recession. And many economists expect second quarter GDP to be negative. First quarter GDP was negative.
Is the White House trying to change the common definition of a recession because next Thursday the GDP numbers coming out are going to show that we've been in a recession?
So let me say this, the strength of our labor market along with the other economic factors is what we generally see in a recession, or even what is not what we generally see in a recession or even a pre-recession.
It's a good beat.
You would think they would find somebody who's good at lying for that job, like Jen Psaki.
Oh yeah,
Karine Jean-Pierre.
That's the job. You're the liar.
Yeah, basically like there's the commander in chief and then there's the liar in chief. So
yeah. All right, now you go make it sound good.
Yeah.
Right. That is the job. You are up there to spin whatever bullshit is going on. If you can't handle the press and lie to them, what was the thing yesterday? I think it was yesterday or here pretty recently. Peter Doocy got her again pretty good, and she when she was talking about the like the 90% reduction in illegal immigration or something like that, and he was like, so you had said that, and where are you getting those numbers? And she said something like, can we dial back the drama? He said, I was just asking you a question. She said, I meant in the, what was it? In the penal system or something. Like they're seeing like what? Like you cherry picked some like really odd, statistic that nobody even knows exists, and that's your basis for a 90% reduction in immigration. That's dumbest shit ever.
Cool. Yeah. How's everyone doing this lovely Wednesday? You get me for a full episode.
Pretty
today.
Good. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's thrilled.
Pretty good. Lost a baseball game last night. These are
kids
no,
lost.
the kids lost. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're literally our team is the Bad News Bears. Like if you can imagine exactly how the Bad News Bears look, that's basically what our team's been like.
Could be worse.
It could be. Keep talking. I'm working on something.
It was fun though that they get so close. Like they could, all they have to do is like get the outs that they need to finish the game, and then they just throw the ball around. They don't know where they're going. Oh no!
This is from like 2018.
Holy!
But I think this was a little league game or something.
Why?
I don't know. Killed somebody though. Here, I guess we can.
Whoa!
We can listen.
Holy shit!
WB Field and kills a man. The frightening moments were caught on camera. Wow. I'm Katie Bryce.
And I'm Ken McLeod. Tonight we're hearing from a parent who witnessed that mayhem. WBZ's Tiffany Chan is live in the Satellite Center with the details for us. Tiffany?
Ken and Katie, that mother says she was frantically trying to locate her son while the car was circling around the baseball field. The driver is now facing
Okay, so not
manslaughter
the woman in the
charges
car.
after
Like,
she
you look
hit
on-
and
you look
killed
on
man
foot.
who was trying to pull kids to safety. It was complete chaos Friday night at a Little
Home
League baseball
run!
game in Sanford, Maine. Police say 51-year-old Carol Sharrow drove her car
Goodness.
through a gate onto the field and back around before hitting 68-year-old Douglas Parkhurst.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Police say Sharrow took off.
Yeah, the kids can get out of the way in
Died on the way to
time.
the hospital. Mark Stewart says he just dropped his son off across the street when Sharrow came barreling through the parking lot. He worked with Parkhurst to pull kids to
Yeah.
safety.
We were just trying to close the gate so she couldn't get out because you
I don't
had the
know,
little
did they say
kids
why? I
across
mean-
the field.
Sharrow's best friend
Like
says
there-
she's
there
still
has to
trying
be
to
like
make
a-
sense of it all.
I'm
Some kind of
thinking
argument or something.
maybe
Probably.
she had a mental illness that I didn't know about. And if so, she hit rock bottom.
Yeah, that's
Today, the teams come to the field for a doubleheader,
one way to
proving
put
that
it.
these kids won't let this ruin their love for baseball.
Part of me didn't want to come down here, and a part of me wanted to come to play.
While the community tries to come to terms with what happened.
I'm shocked. It's by the grace of God, nobody else was hurt.
Oh, I guess they don't have a statement from the woman.
Authorities in Maine tell us Sharrow has 2 prior drunk driving convictions. They're still trying to determine why she drove across the baseball field. Live in the Satellite Center, I'm Tiffany Chan for WBZ News.
This would be a legitimate reason, but you would aim for the like that. Would
Yeah. I mean, she was making her way around to that side of the field. Otherwise, when she was like, she was running the bases, but she was going the wrong way. You know.
Oh man, that's one way to get rid of the bad umps.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, look who's here. Oh,
Hey.
oh, never mind. I thought it was just the sunlight hitting his head. I thought it was like glaring, like it was like he was like
I
greased
know.
up or something, like it was
That's,
shiny.
I've as I sat here and looked at this earlier, I was like, wow, I'm really need to take a shower today.
How you doing, man? I was just thinking about you. I was gazing out at our sea of goats that we now have, and I was like, oh man, like Clyde's so nice. He helped us get here, giving us goats and stuff.
I gotcha hooked,
Yeah, no-
gotcha in deep. You don't realize
Yeah,
it
now we got a
now, but,
herd.
you know, soon you start to realize that this is a bad idea. Animals.
At first, I was like, man, it seems like it must take forever to like if they only have a couple babies at a time to really build up
Yeah,
a flock,
no.
and you're eating some of them. And now I'm like, oh, I see how it can happen very quickly, like
Oh
in 2
dear
years.
God, yeah. It's like no time at all. Like we're looking at that now. It's like, oh shit, what do we do? Like I don't want to get rid of them. Some of these are like, kids goats. Like some of them are food goats, but like, got no more room for them. Gonna have to do something.
I'll take a couple off your hands. I'm always willing to slaughter some goats.
Well,
That's the
I mean-
it's the best blood for ritual sacrifice, especially out here in the woods like this. Like nobody would think anything of it.
you like painted across.
I'm
Nobody
sure I
will
got some
come.
of those down here. And, it's not hard to
Yeah,
come
but on the
by.
doorpost, nobody will come in because they're like, oh god.
And right out here in the woods, just smear it on a couple trees and get you a nice clearing, make an altar.
I don't know, man. If you want to, I guess. Why are you
Fun.
sweating, man? Not
You,
sweating.
why are you sweating?
Sweating?
Your
Oh,
head
he's
is
not talking about
glistening.
me. I know it's glistening. The beautiful sun coming in my window. I feel like I haven't been here in a while.
That's because you haven't.
I have though. It is. I make it at least once a week. I mean, life is hard, You get busy, and it's like, well, things to do.
Yeah, real life sucks.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure does.
Did I miss anything? fun?
Especially if you're ancient. Let's see.
Oh, nice.
Are you calling me
I've
old?
watched. I don't know if I watched this cut of them, but there's a few different cuts of this.
Cuts of old people? Go from eating ghosts to
Um,
eating old people?
No, what is this? The
Oh my God.
correspondence dinner, but it's Biden throwing down some stand up.
a lot of conversations with a lot of you. This is not your father's press from 20 years ago. I'm serious, and you all know it better than I do. But still, it is absolutely consequential and essential. After all, I believe in the First Amendment. Not
See, he
just
looks
because my
glistening.
good friend Jimmy Madison wrote it.
Obviously, he had writers, but some of these are pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Same ancient, the same wise, the same over the hill. Don Lemon would say that's a man in his prime.
that one's good. I mean, I know
Yeah, I thought that one was
It's great
good.
the cable news and everyone
Wow.
is here tonight. MSNBC owned by NBC Universal. Fox News owned by Dominion Voting Systems. Last year,
I mean, that was
your favorite Fox
That's
News
not even a
reporters
lie,
weren't
though.
able to attend because
Yeah.
they were fully vaccinated and boosted. This year, with that $787 million settlement, they're here because they couldn't say no to a free meal. I go where people are, The Daily Show. Roy's a great guy. He once dubbed me the Jay-Z of Delaware.
Jay-Z.
Don't let that look in your face, you did. Tonight he asked me to keep it short, even offered me $10 if I'd keep it under 10 minutes. That's a switch, a president being offered hush money.
I haven't seen this cut yet. I hadn't heard that one yet. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever this actor is, pretending to be Biden, is doing some pretty decent old man stand up. Like he's got good rhythm and everything. It's not bad.
It's a good body double.
Yeah, man. The wife couldn't watch it. She's like, "This is creepy. I don't know who the fuck that is. That's creepy."
Yeah.
Well, they figured out after his announcement, like formally announcing that he is running for president in 2024, and the way that guy just completely botched the whole thing. They're like, "All right, we got to find somebody else. Like, get the bodysuit ready. You know, get them fitted for the face. Like, we can find a comedian or somebody that's actually got some ability to deliver a punchline. Like, we can't put this one back up on stage again. Like, this is getting embarrassing."
I'd retire him.
Like, do you think is it
down.
body doubles or is it the clone thing? Like, they had to bring out a fresh clone because the other clones are in such rapid decline. Like the
I wonder what the life expectancy of a clone is. You know, it's just
especially
degrades
a clone of
quickly.
an 80-year-old.
The current clones are probably like really like if they do have clones, then they're probably really unstable. So they could last for a couple days, and then I don't know. Like if we're assuming they have this technology and it's probably still in its infant stages, then they probably don't last very long. Like they probably last just a few days. They deteriorate. Maybe they have like an accelerated aging process or something like that.
Well, okay, no. Now I'm going to stop you right there because this is the point of like what I want to get at when we start talking about clones. It's like time travel in movies. You got to lay down the rules ahead of time because that's my question. Like, are these 80-something-year-old clones? Like, are they cloning it? And then, I mean, have they been raising them? The whole time? That doesn't make any sense. So they would have to have some sort of advanced aging process to get them to be 80. So maybe because of that advanced aging process, that's why you only get a couple weeks with them, right? They hit that sweet spot, you get them in, and then they go fucking deteriorate in a back room, or they turn them into Soylent Green, or whatever the fuck they do with them. Recycle them into Nancy
Put them in a
Pelosi's.
grinder and
I don't
reuse
know.
them.
Yeah. Slap some fake tits and a wig on it and put it out there. It gets to be Pelosi for a few days. I don't know. But whatever it is,
we get to see the real Nancy, that's for sure. Because you can't fake all that.
It's easier for me to wrap my mind around an actor with like plastic surgery and a mask than the clones because of those. Now I'm not. I reserve the right to be wrong. It could totally be clones. I'm interested and intrigued by this concept. I just have a hard time wrapping my head around it at this moment. I'm still a little more old school,
See, I think about it like multiplicity or stuff like that, where like they're. When
throwing stuff on the wall to see if it sticks.
when they clone Michael Keaton in Multiplicity, they don't have to grow it. Like it's just it's basically like throwing him in a human copying machine and pumping another one out. So
You have to start with a base body, though.
That's
So
what I
I'm curious
imagine
what
to
that
kind
is.
of be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
They just
I
have
mean,
blanks. They've been grown with stem cells.
I mean, possible. Like,
I mean,
they got
genome
a lot
map,
of stem
right?
cells. But...
So I think you got like the basic blueprint, and then it's just adding the details. You know, like mixing a few things up here and there. I think like when you think about the technology that the government has, and the technology that we know that they have, like there's a ton of tech that we don't even know that they have, that we won't ever know they have.
But also,
Like, it's
they
just
screw up a lot of
way
the
of
tech
it.
that they have. Like they,
Well, I just
maybe
they
not.
mismanagement.
So I think talking about like the stem cells and using the DNA samples and stuff, like it's possible that like the really off the wall can't formulate a sentence Biden is the one that came off of like a spit sample, and then the one that actually is coherent and can walk around was like a good skin sample, and then you got the one that like wanders out into the yard for no reason. Like that one was a hair sample. Like the different.
Probably not getting jizz samples anymore at this point out of Biden, huh? That's probably the best DNA, really. But I mean, come on, can't clone dust.
Like a Looney Tunes gun, and just a little flag comes out and says "bang."
Jizz.
Well, speaking of getting DNA samples, I'm glad Clyde showed up because I wanted his take on this.
Oh boy. Oh.
A woman who pooped her pants halfway through a marathon and ran with it in her shorts until she crossed the finish line.
Dedication.
Achieved a personal record. How? So Stephanie was the one who sent me this, and she said, "Why would you even do that? Like, why wouldn't you just go to the bathroom? Like, do like
they
do
did
like
on a
I did
CKY
that
video.
Do
you
like I
paid
did
to
that
do
one
the-
time. Do like I did that one time when I was on a long run and just like run out into the woods, take a shit.
Well, these are probably
and,
through the city though. This is probably through like a marathon. Like a lot of them go through. I mean,
Well, it's
If it's
yeah,
San
it's a
Francisco,
marathon. There's
it's
probably
perfectly
people out
acceptable.
there. There's probably people out there. There's probably other runners out there, and so like that doesn't look very rural. Like you're shooting up crap behind a palm tree. I mean, there's nothing to hide.
There's
behind,
homeless
nothing-
people doing
nothing
it
to wipe
everywhere.
with. Yeah, that's a valid argument. Where is she? Actually, where is she from?
like Scat Francisco over there.
There might actually be an app to track where the other runners have shit, so that you don't shit in the same places they did.
So what do you want to ask me, man?
Is this like? So I've heard that like marathon runners like shit themselves or piss themselves, not frequently, but
The Boston Marathon runner pooping in a stranger's yard caught on his doorbell camera.
So
Yeah,
often what that is, you're doing physical activity.
What is this?
And then a lot of them will drink caffeine before, so that's probably a huge factor of it.
Yeah, I mean, like when you start. Yeah. Wait, who's watching?
Just straight up squats. Like,
yeah. This is
what's
why she
going on
pooped
here?
herself. This is somebody who got caught pooping in someone's yard while running the Boston Marathon.
But why was that person watching?
It's a ring doorbell camera.
It's a doorbell camera.
But there was a person on the sidewalk.
No, the person standing there watching them, like right in front of them, watching is what Claude's saying.
Yeah. Basically, the person started taking a shit, and then I think that was the homeowner. Like, I think he was just coming home.
Oh, it's
you see
just the
somebody
video,
walk through the
just
front
like
gate.
caught the video. The video was recorded, and that was okay. I got you.
Right, and he's just like, dude, what are you doing? And
Just
this guy
go
got up and ran.
Poke him in the forehead. Just poke him in the forehead. Knock him backwards. Bloop. And pile you go.
So
I mean,
apparently it does happen.
well, yeah, I think like, I mean, when I was running a lot, like, it was just like the time of night. I would go after dinner, a couple hours after dinner, and it always hit about 10 minutes in. So I'd like, would plan my run that there's, I'm in the woods by 10 minutes and I can find something. I guess when you're racing, but like you got toilets everywhere. and I don't.
You're supposed to flush, like you're like
The world
if
is
you're
your
gonna do a
toilet.
long run like that, you're supposed to kind of flush your system before.
But it doesn't matter though. I mean, like I don't like these guys aren't like when
I don't
you
know if we
really
get
put it
one
out
shot.
there. What race was this?
I don't know. I don't know if we get to see
Is
the
it
money
like
shot or
running down
not.
his? It's like running down his leg or something.
Yeah.
It was a half marathon. But like when you're going that fast, like you can't. Your body physically can't like take a crap. Like you can't because that takes muscles and just stop and use a toilet if you really, really got to go. Like, I don't know. I have no like.
She probably
I don't-
also wasn't like running the entire time. If she was able to do that.
Well, I just like I get training. I
they-
get it. It's hard. It's a lot of work. You put a lot of time into it. You wanna get that PR, but like you're not breaking records. You're not winning money. Like, don't shit your pants. It's not worth it. Like, that's just do it again some other time. I mean, you're not
like quit and then try again next time.
And I mean,
When I
really,
had-
like you can if you really got to go, you can wrap it up in like 30 seconds tops. I mean, like you run in there. I mean, like if you're gonna run around with a turd in your pants, you're not that worried about wiping. Like just drop it and go.
Blow and go, blow and go.
What's this?
I don't know. I'm just putting on
Wrong
people
fights or
pooping their
something?
pants videos in the background. While we
Oh no!
So, this is supposedly a body shot. It's a body shot makes him poop his pants. So I was disappointed with the Chinese runner video. I thought we'd get to see some,
I thought that guy was. I thought the guy was black. Apparently, he's not. Huh? Apparently,
It was just a lot of tags.
Yeah.
What I was trying to find really was you guys familiar with it's a band too, but CKY the videos. It was basically like pre-Jackass. It was the same dudes from Jackass, but it was like these skate videos and it was CKY. And we used to watch them, and they did a bit on there where he took a shit while running, and he took like 15 laxatives and was like smoking cigarettes while he was jogging and shit. And
Well, see,
yeah,
that
like
would-
shit himself.
yeah.
He was wearing
That-
like a
that-
jock strap or something and running down the side of the road shitting himself. That's what I was looking for, but I couldn't seem to find it.
Why is Skinny Dude in there doing this? Is he getting
It
paid?
looks like they're just fucking around, kind of like the guy's like here. I don't know if he's like training him a little or something.
I think
I think
he's just, like-
I think it's one of those.
he's letting him get the licks in, and then he's just gonna drop him.
Well, there's these sort of like challenge fights, like where you can like you have this like buff dude like this, and people can like step in and challenge them. So it might be something like that.
It's like old school strongman stuff, like
Yeah.
on the boardwalk,
Yeah.
But they're
Nobody
just
can beat
taking
the
it,
indomitable Brutus. Step on up, try your luck, kids.
Yeah. And then you
Well,
get
I
your
am.
face
Penny.
pummeled. He's only gonna throw one punch, and it's gonna.
Oh, I didn't get
He's
to
like
see
One
anybody
Punch
poop their
Man.
pants there.
Where's the pants
Maybe it's
pooping?
maybe it's implied. I don't know.
At first I thought it was gonna be the person in white, but I really hope it's a big tatted up guy who poops his pants. He's gonna take the body shots.
Maybe it was revealed afterwards that he had shit his pants.
Sorry
Looks
guys,
like
didn't
you
mean to
just-
waste your time.
Looks
with
like you're just playing bum fights, huh?
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Bum
Since
fights are hilarious.
Guillotine brought it up,
They've been taking them off off of YouTube a lot.
it is one of my favorite things in the world, and I was like, oh, we got to play it on here. So yeah, let me hold on. I'm pulling it up.
See, if I lived in San Francisco, I'd set up like a live feed from my doorbell camera, and just like throw quarters out there and just like record the fights, and it'd be like mayhem. It'd be great.
All right, this is I'm sorry guys, we're gonna take 2 minutes here and watch this, but this has been a long time coming if we haven't played it on the show.
I have to blow my screen up now, huh?
Who wants to taste my general style? You want to taste my general style? I'm gonna give it to you now. Who like my chopstick? Hit you in the shit with my little stick. Yellow, if you wanna see me, eat yellow. I never seen nothing like you before. I can kick you higher than you can kick me. I can kick you way up into a tree. Who wants to taste of my oolong tea? Ho ha, hoo chee chee. Everybody in the phone book named Chang. Wanna see my way? Never good, go and hit the gong with a bang. What? Everybody wanna see me throw a fireball, but that's not right. Not in real life. You a fall down and break your leg. Everybody wanna see me break an egg. Well, I don't, but I like fried rice, and I got like ching chow woo ching wang woo rice. That ain't nice. For the cookie, I always told you twice. Delivery's free, but not from me. I always call $1.50, 55. Wanna see me go down? Hit you with the line. Well, when I hit you with the shit, do a split, take a shit after you eat my shit, kung fu. Want my
What was
buffet?
that?
You fucking gay. Wilo, hit you with the hay. Stay the fuck away. Hit you in the balls. Only American being duck sauce. And my soy sauce is for you. I can put it in your shoe. Watch this. I can tiptoe while you take a piss. In my bathroom, spy on you by your little boy shit. I can kick you if you don't pay the bill. And if you want a little mint, that's 50 cents. Bitch, everything costs a little bit. So don't expect nothing for free, at least from me.
King Chang Chui.
I got you from
Taiwan City, Hong Kong. I can smoke a bong.
and I can do it all night long. And don't mistake me for a Viet Cong.
That's probably assault nowadays.
Yeah.
Although it might have been assault back then. Did you see the side of her?
Like manly body.
I thought that was a fat dude at one point. When was it? I remember this song. I've heard it before.
It was kind of a viral thing for a little bit.
Yeah. This would have been like 2001 or something.
Yeah.
Was it in like a?
It was in a CKY movie.
I don't know what that is.
That's why I would just explain to you what that was.
Well, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, there was skate videos. There was the band CKY, Can't Kill Yourself, that had they had a couple songs. But the videos were called CKY. Like one of the guys' brother was in the band, or Bam's brother was in the band, or some shit. But it was a lot of the Jackass dudes. It was like Bam, and it was like before Jackass.
I don't know.
So half the skits in Jackass were in these videos, like before, or some of the shopping cart shit and them hurting themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of that was in these skate videos.
I swear, I don't know, man. I feel like it was like, I don't know. It's weird. It has a place in my head. Like I can hear it. I knew the lyrics like as they came, but like
I used to know that whole song.
Why at all. It's kind of scary. It just lay dormant for years.
Well, speaking of people assaulting folks on the street, or potentially, did y'all see this article? South Shore carjacker, maybe just 10 years old. Chicago cops say in community alert. Man, they starting them young in Chicago. I mean, if you're gonna make it in this city, you gotta start young.
That dude's going places, man. He's either gonna be like dead or like kingpin in like 10 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like this is like the beginning story of like a mob movie where like how the guy became like the fucking Godfather or whatever. He's like 10 fucking pulling strong arm robberies, you know.
And then all of a sudden he becomes like the main dude, and he literally looks like the kingpin. He's just massive.
You see, I would think like
people crushes
his
skulls.
mom comes out with like a purse and like pulls him by the cornrows and like beats him. You know, it's like put him in place. Lori,
Then
then
he gets older, and then he beats his mom or whatever.
Yeah, he probably does the beat in that household.
Well, no.
I wonder if it's like some little.
Like he gets beat as a kid, and then all of a sudden he grows up and he starts beating everybody. Like just.
I bet you he's some like.
That's usually how it happens.
Abnormally short 10-year-old like skinny little dude that you would think nothing of, like glasses, nerdy looking, like. Yo,
motherfucker, drop off them keys.
Yeah.
Well, it says that they project that the kid is between 10 and 13 and somewhere between 5 foot and 5'7", and that they carjacked one car and then tried to get a second one, punched the driver in the face, but ultimately failed on the second carjack.
So they punch some jack dude, and all of a sudden he's just like, "No, go away."
I wonder if I don't know, man. If you got like, if you were in your car and you had a 10-year-old pull up on his like little BMX, single gear like bike, and he tries to rob you, try to steal your car, and he's flashing heat at you, like, would you pop him? Like, could you put a 10-year-old down for like pointing a gun at you?
Flashing heat adds a different element. It doesn't say
if
he
he's
did that in
flashing
this.
heat.
Yeah, I mean, if I think he's legitimately going to pull out a gun, then I don't really care what his age is. I mean, if they're younger like that, I would probably be a little more inclined to try to avoid killing somebody. You know what I mean? But ultimately,
I thought you were going to say put him down, but okay.
Well, a 10-year-old
Get
is
him a
even
little,
more
get him a little early.
a 10-year-old is just more unpredictable than a 30-year-old crackhead. You know what I mean? I mean, you feel like even a 30-year-old crackhead has a better grasp at what's going on and like the seriousness of the situation than the 10-year-old would. I feel like the 10-year-old might be more likely to shoot a motherfucker just because they're younger.
Well,
so
like,
that's kind of what makes it scary.
The older guys, like they've been in this game for a while. Like they don't want to go out. They don't want to get snuffed out. Like a kid, they're just gonna do it because they think they're like, okay, well, I'll just shoot and then we'll figure out what happens after. Yeah.
Hey, that's my bike.
If it's a 10-year, I mean, like in this situation, it's that it's a 10-year-old under 5'7", 10 to 13 and under 5'7", and not flashing heat or anything, just punch the driver. I'm picking that little motherfucker up and body slamming him. Like,
yeah. If he ain't got a gun or nothing, just get the fuck out of here and shut the door and drive away. What are we doing here, man?
Snatch him up and toss him and be like, fuck is wrong with you?
Choke him out.
Home.
Just choke him out real quick and just
put him in the trunk and take him for a ride,
Like, well, don't make me call your grandma. She will beat your ass.
I used to live off in Nebraska and Tampa, which if you're not familiar with there, you wouldn't know, but it's pretty ghetto. And like I had two instances with kids stealing bike stories. And one was when we went around and you see somebody with two bicycles, they're riding one and like pushing the other,
Mm-hmm.
They stole it. Yeah.
Yell, hey, that's my bike. You watch him throw the one down and ride off, Other time, this guy and his kid pull up in their car and like this guy's pissed and he goes, someone stole my kid's bike, we're looking for him, but you see him? And we're like, no man, we didn't see nothing, and the guy takes up, but he's like hitting his kid, like he's like yelling at his kid for getting his bike stolen. Like, you motherfucker, can you want to driving around looking he's like beating his kid in the front seat getting his bike stolen.
Have you seen the videos where they'll set a bike up to
be stolen? Yeah.
To
and then
trap
to
trap the thieves.
Yeah.
No, I mean the ones I've seen
are
are a lot more creative than that. They'll set it up where like once they take off with the bike, it'll like
falls apart.
It'll lock up and throw them over the handlebars or something.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I love that.
And then you've always got the jackasses in the comments. They're like, "Oh, that's assault. That's terrible. You shouldn't do that." It's like don't be a piece of shit and steal a fucking
stuff.
bike. Like you get what's coming to you. Like some of my favorite videos to watch on Twitter, which this is gonna sound horrible, but whatever. Fuck it. I don't care.
Up like.
So have y'all heard about the Brazilian like bike gangs? Like not like Hell's Angels type bike gangs, but
I'm familiar.
They go around on like mopeds and shit and just jump off and go mug people. Well, the Brazilian police were not doing anything about it. So the Brazilian government just said like vigilante justice is okay in these situations. So there will be videos where like somebody will see like one of these like bike gang thugs trying to jump somebody, and they'll just like do a U-turn in the middle of the road,
run them over,
and run them down. Like, oh my gosh, it is fucking hilarious. I shouldn't laugh so hard about people getting like killed with a vehicle, but at the same time, fuck those guys.
Yeah, I mean, just be sure if you're gonna run someone over, be sure that's what's going on. You know what
There
I
was
mean? That's
one
all I
where
would say.
the dude was-
but yeah,
there
man,
was,
do it.
It was two of them. One of them was like sitting on the dirt bike, and the other one jumped off, runs across the street, and like punches this woman in the back of the head and steals her purse, and then goes and jumps back on the dirt bike. And as soon as he gets on the dirt
run
bike,
over.
you just see it come out of nowhere. Like this car just comes flying down the road, dirt bike, and both of the guys just go flying up in the air. It looked like something out of a cartoon. It was amazing.
Yeah, he got ragdolled. He straight up gets ragdolled going flying.
Yeah, maybe it was me and Trey on a show talking about this, but you know, it's funny, like when stuff happens like that. I was thinking specifically with people stealing catalytic converters and they get run over, or the car falls on them or something. You know, and it's just like everyone's like, good, you know what I mean? And it's like, and I do, but it's like, because when stuff like that happens, like they're caught red-handed, we don't have to pay for a court thing. It's a Darwin Award. It's so much easier on society when something like that happens. Because like I think people should get fair trials and stuff like that. Like I would have more of a problem with a cop running over one of those Brazilian bike gang people than a citizen doing it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's inconsistent or whatever, but it is what it is, I guess. But I just feel like it's all right. Nature handled that for us. There's not the question of whether did we put the right guy away. Like, the car decided for us when it fell on top of him. When he had a sawzall in his hand, I mean, like, there's no disputing it at that point, you know. So, like,
I mean, when you know,
you don't have to worry about him getting off on a technicality and then coming back and suing the car owner because there was something defective with their emergency brake or something.
Yep. No, just cost to the taxpayers. We don't have to house him in prison. You know, he's not going to do it again. We don't have to worry about him. What's the word? Recalcifying? That's not the word.
Reoffending.
Yeah, man. It just works out better for everybody when nature handles it. And then street justice, dude. It sucks when it has to come to it. I just say be sure. You know, if you're gonna do street justice, be very sure. Because if you fuck it up, then you're the bad guy. Like I saw this video one time, and I'm not saying this wasn't accurate street justice, but it was somebody basically breaking this guy's like elbows backwards because he had found like texts between this guy and like his 13-year-old niece or something, you know? And it's like, and like, great if he was trying to do something with her, like, okay, you know? But I'm like, there's part of me that's like, what if he was
never
just, like,
know?
What if he was like buying an Xbox off of her off of like Marketplace or something, and he just saw, oh, you want to meet me at so and so place at this time, you know, this and that.
Yeah, well,
bring that box with you, you know.
There's like a lot of these, like especially like with the I get, you know, I get what the wood chipper meme, and I get, you know, like wanting to do justice, that kind of stuff. But there is like these like pedo hunters, and like they set up situations, and I'm like, well, what if this person doesn't even know, like, you know, you're trying to like, you know, manipulate this and try to make this person do something that they, you know, maybe that they don't want to do or something. Like you don't know the whole situation of like what's going on a lot of times. So like people, sometimes people,
it
like,
wouldn't,
they make bad decisions.
People could mislead, you know, people trying, because there are people who are very, you know, let's go get them pedophiles, which is great, but they're just like, they might be a little overzealous, and let's say they might be willing to bend the truth or not, you know, just try to get people like entrapped, basically, you know, something similar to what cops would do. So yeah, I mean, there is always that aspect, which is why we're like, oh, we want a fair trial and this and that. But I mean, I just feel like at that point, if you do something, it's like, all right, well, your process should be open to review. you know, like you're kind of on trial at that point, you know, which, you know, I mean, honestly is, you know, fair. But just be sure, and I'm fine with it. You know,
most of the To Catch a Predator type of stuff that I've seen of that nature, they're usually pretty explicitly clear. Like I'm a 13. Obviously, you're not actually a 13-year-old girl, but like I'm a 13-year-old girl. I'm actually a 30-year-old dude that's about to fuck you up. But you know, they make it pretty clear. They don't leave a lot of wiggle room. Like, and you know, okay, so those dudes are being set up. You've always got the option to say, no, I'm out here.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally fine with that. I just, you know, there is always, like Trey said, there's always that little that it's like, just to make sure, you know, sure
like,
that you're not, you know,
like the guy stealing the bike and getting thrown over the handlebars. You always had the option to not steal the fucking bike.
Yeah.
All right. So
we ran out of content real quick.
Yes. Really ran out of steam fast. We're on a roll there.
Well, if we were the Navy, we would have plenty of content. We would have plenty of content if we were the Navy.
A little bit of
let's see.
Yeah, click faster.
So The U.S. Navy used Dragon Queen influencer to attract a wide range of new troops.
What?
I mean, if
You
you're
gotta
gonna
be
go
kidding
military
me.
branch, it's the Navy. I mean,
Video.
You ran the wrong intro. You should have run the Family Guy Bruce Jenner intro.
Oh. Yeah, I thought you had something about the bank stuff. So,
Well, I mean, I do, but I don't know if
Okay.
y'all want to actually. That's a kind of a serious topic. I mean, we can talk about it.
So Navy brought on an active duty drag queen.
An active
this
duty
thing-
drag queen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't they have to
because
have
she's
their
active
hair
duty
cut?
military. Okay, I thought you just meant she was like she's like, oh man, I'm doing a tour down in West Hollywood. You know, like
Oh,
that
yeah,
kind of
I'm-
active duty.
I'm
I get what you're saying.
active
Okay, okay. I just heard that. Ooh.
The digital ambassador program targeting a wide array of potential recruits. So how are you going to recruit? I mean,
As if the Navy wasn't gay enough.
It's like this. What do you? If,
I guess
if
I
the
guess
Marines
that's-
couldn't do this,
Look,
you
I
know,
guess
like
that's
if the
the,
Marines did this, that'd be crazy. The Navy
Yeah.
doing it is hilarious. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's the appeal of having trans folks in the Navy is, hey, now you don't have to be gay and fuck a dude. You can fuck a dude who says still equally
how
gay.
long
You
are you on the
can
boat,
feel better
you
about
know?
yourself.
And how
afterwards.
passable is the trans? I mean, those are
Here we go.
those are things
Right
to
here.
weigh.
Not very.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
No.
Yeah.
Oof.
Hold on, back it up.
Wait, where? Right.
Right there.
Oh,
Okay.
that was gay mouth.
Who wears it better, this dude or Cher?
Share, obviously.
Share at what age?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good question.
That's a very fair question.
That's a very good question.
Go back to just a picture of the dude where it was just him like in his that one, or there's the other one where he was like in like his like his more dress picture.
Wait, where's the?
Yeah, there
It
you
was
go.
forward.
So old Wayne's been floating this theory out there, and it's hard to put into words. We have a picture that's perfect, and there's just something you can tell about a dude like that's a dead giveaway for gay, and we call it gay mouth. And it's
Yeah,
hard to
this
put but it's
right here.
that. It's
Yeah.
that.
This.
It's I can't
It's
describe
it's the
but gay
gummy.
mouth.
Like if you try to like expose your gums, I think that's part of it. Like if you're trying to
Okay.
expose your gums.
Yeah.
Like
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
see,
just-
he's like
I
trying to
just-
expose the gums. I don't understand. And if you go wide with it, like if you go too wide, because like most dudes are just kind of like just kind of do a half smile.
See, now I wonder
Well,
what
I
y'all
think
think
it's-
about
I think
my
it's
smile,
showing the
'cause I have a-
size.
I have a big mouth anyway.
Well, it's
Yeah,
how
but
much you can
you,
fit.
you're not
right?
you're not doing the you're not,
Yeah,
you're
it's
not- like,
it's hard to
if you do
explain.
this, then
Yeah, the corners of the
the-
mouth. There's just something. There's some specific
corners
gay mouth.
showing
He's
the
got lady
showing
lips.
the
Yeah, it's just
It's
it's
got like
hey,
a
a penis has been here.
DSL there. Yeah.
It's just, it changes you. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Dick sucking. Oh, we got it. Oh god.
That's what happens when too many people have control.
Yeah. It's like trying to unlock a car door while someone's trying to open it.
or I'm like trying to put a USB in there. You flip it around. It's like well, go ahead.
Are we talking about gay mouth or the click on the thing now? I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Who
All right, I'm
goes
glad
to
you guys
see it?
agree.
Like, is there enough of the Navy that is going to go like see him perform? Like, I don't understand. Like, you would think that.
Okay,
Okay,
this
no.
is-
Here's gonna be an important thing to wonder then, because females are in the military at I don't know, higher rates. So are there a lot of females in the Navy? Because
females,
the biggest
yeah. Mm-hmm.
appeal for drag is females. I mean, that's the audience for drag stuff. So is because like Air Force has a lot of females in it. I bet you Navy would too, because Navy and Air Force they tend to be the ones that are a little less in the mud. So
yeah.
and you're least likely to be raped in too. So I think a lot of females go to those. So maybe it's because of the high amount of gay.
How would you feel? You're out on the battlefield, like exchanging fire, and you get dead by like a a dude wearing a wig.
Oh,
Maybe this is psychological warfare for the other side.
Yeah,
you know, we got you don't want to die.
Yeah,
I don't want to die by the drag queen. Like, so let's just not go to war. Guys, I don't want to get killed by a drag queen. So let's just not go to war, guys.
You see this dude in a tactical dress running after you with a fucking clown wig on?
Like, okay,
oh my
I give
god,
up.
that's horrifying.
I'll surrender.
Yeah, you're turning tail and
It's a
running.
new Stephen King novel right there.
Considering the terrorist countries' culture and their opinion of those type of people, I don't feel like this is going to dissuade them. This is probably going to beheadings is kind of the rule.
It's one of two ways. Because I hear you.
We're about
totally
to educate
feel
them. Wait,
yeah,
wait,
I'm not sure. I could see it going either way. Just like the drag queens, am I right? I could see it going either way. But I think it's funnier if they turn tail and run. But you're right. It might just make them more dedicated, combatants too. It could totally backfire. Either way, it'll be funny. I hope.
Well, so the enlightened. This is talking about this and it being predominantly in like Navy and Air Force stuff like that, as opposed to the like Army.
So you got to be transgender to
Marines.
learn English in Pakistan.
Yeah. So we're giving. Apparently, the U.S. is going to give $500K to support transgender youth in Pakistan. So
we've
it's
been doing
okay.
this
We're
To
gonna
learn,
We've been doing this for a decade.
but to learn English, it's not even like they're help. Like we're gonna teach you to learn English so you can come over here. Like
So
what,
all of
what-
them,
what?
all of them are going to be trans now. So we're going to trans all the Pakistani kids, and then that way they can learn English.
Oh, is it an incentive thing?
So the drag thing with the Navy and stuff like that, and talking about them being the less in the mud, but in a different way,
In the
more
mud.
in the mud.
Yeah. They're still
Type of branches of the armed forces. This is just further proof that the Enlightenment was a mistake, because the Navy and the Air Force are usually the ones that recruit and pull the higher IQ, higher ASVAB scores than the Army and the Marines. So it's these super enlightened, very intelligent individuals that are pushing all of this bullshit. That's why I am proud to be hillbilly boy.
You're anti-Navy.
All right, I will gladly be a dumb redneck because clearly the intellectuals are fucking it up.
Anti-Navy, anti-Air Force. Like, it's just like, no, we're just gonna. This is all ground warfare.
My grandfather was in the Navy. back in the good old days,
It's my granddad's older brother was in the Air Force, but I guess at the time it was in World War II. So I guess at the time it was the Army, the Air Division of the Army. There wasn't officially an Air Force.
Air Force.
Oh yeah, you're right. And then when did aircraft carriers come along? Was that World War II or was that after?
Yeah.
Did we have good enough planes? Okay.
It was World War II. World War II was like the first time they came around, and it was like a big turning point, a big thing in the war, because you could get closer to Japan and stuff like that without you get your planes there.
Oh.
My grandma was one of the Rosie the Riveter people. She built airplanes. I guess that's where she met my grandfather.
Took over the manufacturing.
So your grandfather was building planes with the ladies too?
No, I think that they were just, all the ladies are from Texas, and those Texas ladies got a good sexual appetite. So they'd go out, they'd see the guys on the boat like coming in, the Navy guys, and they pick them out and they say, that one's gonna be mine. And apparently that's the romantic love story of my grandparents.
I think we've talked about it before, or maybe it was in the group chat. My granddad's brother, who was a bomber pilot, his oldest son is I think he retired recently, but up to the point of retiring, he was a pretty high-ranking official in the Pentagon and worked with the FBI and a bunch of other stuff. So my Fed roots run deep.
We know.
No, I'm just some poor hillbilly. I don't know nothing about no federal nothing. Oh, but I do have this cousin.
Federal government. What you talking about? That government dollars? And I don't know nothing about them government dollars.
So are we just that low on telemarketers that they just need to train more people to speak English? That was what I'm gleaning from this article.
That's actually a good point because like I get these Indian guys on the
Pakistani.
Yeah. No. See, these are legit Indian guys that I'm sitting there and like they're like, oh, will you help us? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
What was the movie where they're like in the car and they use OnStar and they get the guy and he says his name is Greg and they're like, shut the fuck up, your name's not Greg, and he tells them what his real name is and they're like, never mind, we're gonna call you Greg. I actually had one of those with I had AT&T internet back forever ago, and I was having problems with it. And this dude did not speak English hardly at all, and his name was something crazy. I was like, "Do you have like a regular name you go by that I could call you as opposed to that? Because there's no way I'm gonna remember or be able to say that quickly whenever I'm mad at you because you're fucking up my internet." I was on the phone with that dude. I was on the phone with that dude for an hour and a half trying to figure out what was wrong with my router and everything, and he couldn't understand me because I have such a thick Southern accent, and I couldn't understand him because he had such a thick Indian accent. And at the end of it, we figured it all out and got shit working. I had a new appreciation for the people who work in those jobs. There it is.
There it is.
Still yes. Just keep us on the line.
I'm always curious about these things, but is your real name Gregory?
No, sir. My real name is Atmanand.
How do you get Gregory from that?
Oh, Gregory was assigned to me by NavGuide.
Why did they let you use your real name?
They say many Americans find our real names hard to pronounce.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to play by their rules anymore. From now on, I'm going to call you Amanan.
Hey, Atmanand. What is it?
Emanand.
Atmanand.
Atmanand.
Yeah, as long as it's a Latin name, I can handle it. Though, the other ones, like, you're just gonna have to forgive my dumbness. I'm gonna call you something that's not quite gonna be right, or I can just call you Skittles or Hot Rod, or something.
I had a buddy that went to a neighboring high school, and when I was in school, and as far as I know, his name is Apu. His name is not actually Apu, but that's what everybody called him. Like from elementary school on, he was always just Apu. And so, I mean, that's
maybe Cal Penn was right. Apu's causing Indian racism.
Indian discrimination.
Actually, I think his real name is Krishan. Something anyway. Apu.
Did they
proving the point?
Is the new Apu actor any good? I know they said they replaced him, but I think they've had a couple episodes, but I don't even think Simpsons.
No,
I don't watch
new Simpsons. It's painful to me.
Nothing past season 10.
Yeah, me and Steven send each other Simpsons clips every day.
I know,
but I don't watch the new ones.
Too.
Yeah. We're laughing about the wig sphere this morning. Just this morning. You guys ever been to Knoxville and seen the wig sphere? No? You never been to Knoxville, Justin?
No. Oh, it's been...
the big sphere? It was the World Sphere. Or no, what was it called? The Sun Sphere. Is it for the World's Fair in the 80s? Yeah.
It's been a very, very, very long time.
We saw it when we drove by. I saw it off in the distance when we drove by there last fall. And I was like, oh my God, it's the wig sphere. My poor wife had to listen to me quote Simpsons the whole way back. You mean the wig sphere? Ain't nothing up there but 10,000 boxes of unsold wigs. Yeah. Well, I think we're out of material again. These in a Simpsons quoting loop.
So I do have one. I don't want to scroll too far because I'd rather not get suicided. But
I'm intrigued.
There's an interesting article that I stumbled upon the other day. A list of 71 Clinton associates who died mysteriously or committed suicide before testimony. Have y'all seen this? Happen to see this list?
I want to know the stats on this. What's the suicide rate and
of anyone who's made comments?
How big is their circle? What is it, and what's it for normal humans?
Maybe maybe it's not even like the Clintons. Maybe it's just whoever they work with. Maybe they're getting the brunt of this, and they're just somebody higher up than them who's doing all this, but they're just so closely related.
Or they have some like really weird diet, and these other people who aren't used to that diet like come in contact or are hanging around them, and they start eating the food, and then they just happen to die off. Like I had some friends that I broiled a rabbit one time, and I ate it, and I was fine. Everybody else just got like dog sick afterwards. I was like, I don't know. I eat rabbit all the time. Like I'm fine. It didn't do anything to me. I don't know why everybody else got sick. Like you would think
start washing your hands before you cook. Maybe that's the problem.
You would think if there was something wrong with the rabbit, I would have gotten sick too. But maybe it's something like that. Like
your immune system is built up.
That hemlock tea that they make is apparently.
Well, what I want to see is look at like associates of, let's say, other Illuminati people, right? Like look up like associates of Gates and see if they've also had high suicide. There are probably a lot of Venn diagram though. I guess that's kind of my point. Is it's it's easy to make the connections with the C's, but maybe it's just I don't know. Like there might be. You get what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm trying not to say everybody's name.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty accurate. Like, well, I mean, the biggest thing to me is
you have a friend in the military. Oh, hey yo.
Like the lawyers and stuff is weird to me because it's like, okay, well, like, are they trying to like, are they literally trying to shut people up that are trying to bring lawsuits against the Clintons for that's pretty crazy.
Key witness in Ken Starr's investigation, about to go or just after going public with the story of sexual harassment in the White House. Clinton, let's see. Oh, a witness with who was going to testify about Clinton campaign financing. They seem to be pretty. It doesn't seem to be like like outer circle, and seem to be pretty close.
And some of the older ones, like wasn't there the guy who like the Oklahoma City bombing stuff? Got suicided in the back of his head, and they went in and cleaned his office out first. And, all sorts of nonsense like that. So
back in the people would stop trying.
Yeah, I feel like even like back before he was president and shit, like that shit was going on. There's stories like Lima when he was governor. There was when he was like running fucking blow through there. There's that stripper's house burned down. Yeah.
Well, and there's kind of so if you just go through the list, there's a lot of shotgun wounds to the chest and found hanging in a hotel room or in a tree in their yard. Remember the one about a year or so ago that was like a former Clinton lawyer that was found had hanged himself from a tree in his backyard, but also had a shotgun wound to the chest. Like you don't hang yourself and still hold on to the shotgun and then shoot yourself in the chest after you drop. Like I don't know. I haven't tried it, so maybe it does work. I'm just saying. Like I have suspicion that that's not exactly how that works.
No, it's you just. I don't know why anyone would work for the Clintons, or if you do work for the Clintons, why would you ever make it known that you're going to rat on them? Like
they probably don't know that they're making it known. They probably think that they're talking to like trusted people who aren't going to.
If you're going to testify, you're obviously like
But if you're going to testify, you've had to talk to somebody, like unless you just do it as a complete like out of left field, social media smear campaign, and then you're going to get called a conspiracy theorist or some bullshit, and probably still end up dead. Like if you're going to testify, you've had to go through certain channels and talk to certain people in the court system, and
they
stuff
vetted
like that.
you,
and they vetted you, which means that the Clintons know.
Well, that's what I mean. So why would you even take that route?
Like it's a risk for sure. Like, but
it's not a risk; it's a certainty.
It's
there's a difference,
suicide mission. I haven't seen American Made. I think that's the movie Guillotine's talking about there.
Yeah.
I have. There's a documentary called The Lima Conspiracy, which is pretty good. And it talks about specifically the Lima Air Base and stuff. But yeah, it's all tied in that. And then there's a book called Barry and the Boys that goes through a lot of that about Barry Seal and whatnot. And yeah, bringing coke up and guns down, dude. Yeah, through Arkansas there, fucking crazy.
Does Arkansas have? They don't have Mexican border. They just go through the water then.
They fly. It's planes. There's an air base.
That
The Lima
makes
Air
sense
Base.
for the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd come in and they'd have like two planes, like two of the same planes with the same numbers, so they could do like the fake flights in and out. And then one of them
Like have the logs show up like, hey, we flew here, but actually the real one flew somewhere else. Yeah, that's weird how they do that.
Yeah, they'd fly guns down and drugs back. And it was the meddling in South America. Shit, there's a Sting video of Clinton's brother. Was it Roger or something? And he's talking to agent or whatever, and he's just sitting there. I mean, just horking down like a half gram of coke, just chat, talking about, oh man, I got to bring 2 ounces of this every time I see my brother. He's like a damn vacuum, Oh, shit. Yeah, man, fucking, it's a fucking trip. So, yeah, to get involved with the Clintons sure would be retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.